Hi Pisces, welcome to your daily reading. This is Pisces Tarot and Advice. Welcome, welcome, or welcome back. So if you have any significant Pisces placements, you may get a message in this reading. If you don't have any significant Pisces placements, but you were guided to the video, trust your guidance, okay? That's just how you get your messages in a random video that you think initially has nothing to do with you. If you're pointed to it, have a look, right? Some things are going to make sense. Take what resonates as resonates with your situation, even if it's not the specific example that I'm giving. If nothing makes sense in a reading, it could just not be your reading. Feel free to check out any other video on the channel. Your messages could be there. Okay. See. Thank you all for your likes, your share, your beautiful comments. I appreciate you sharing your stories with me, giving me feedback. I really appreciate it. And thank you for subscribing. Let's see. So what's going on for Pisces placements at this time, what they need to know for their highest good. Okay. All right, here we go. So this is going to be the situation that is being highlighted for us at this time, brought to the forefront. And these are developments we can expect to see happen with this situation. So we have the Knight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. I get a sense of like some sort of arrival, some sort of offer or invitation being extended to you that makes you very happy. It could be romantic in nature, but it doesn't have to be. It just gets your heart going, right? Gets you excited. Current situation, the Eight of Pentacles. So you've been very diligent with something, working very hard on something, just keeping your head down, focusing on the work. This could be where you've been working on yourself, or you've been focused on your job, you've been focused on your money, or you've been focused on making something the best version that it can be. And this could be recognition that you're receiving for that, right? The challenge, we have the Four of Pentacles. So Pisces, this feels like a situation where you're taking a hit to move ahead. You're taking a hit with the promise of moving ahead. What does that mean? It means where you start off as an apprentice somewhere, but you know if you do a good job, they will recognize you. First, for a little while, you may have to budget and watch your spending because you're not going to be making as much money. But once you reach that point where you get the recognition and you get the bump up, you're getting full pay, or you're getting raises or bonuses, or this is where it's, that's what I'm getting. It's like, I'm okay to start off with less than, work my way up, because I know it's worth it. Okay, so it could just be taking things really slow in a new romantic relationship. You're like, I'm okay to move at your pace, or if you can meet me in the middle somewhere, that's okay. We can just take our time because I know it will be worth it in the end or overall, right? Or in an existing partnership, you're saying it's okay if we just kind of skip a few date nights because this is a busy time for you when it comes to your career, your job, or both of us. So it's okay if we just put romance on the back burner just for a couple of weeks. We focus on this because in the end, we'll both get raises or bonuses, and that will just feed back into our relationship and the life that we're building for ourselves, right? So it's something along those lines. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles in the foundation, the long run. This is long-term goals, long-term plans, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy, a focus on your money, a focus on health, a focus on stability. For some of you with this kind of combination, be careful if you've been doing this and like working very hard to try to impress someone, and they've just been very, very closed off. Be mindful of that. Be mindful of that, okay? This could be someone who just enjoys the attention they're getting, or they enjoy the fact that you're trying to impress them. Come on, camera, focus. It's a little better, right? So just keep an eye on it because it might be time to change course, or to just have a conversation of, listen, I've done everything you've asked. What's up? Like, what's happening? The Death card in the recent past, big transformation, big ending towards a new beginning. So for some of you, this could be just a new job or a new project, even a new relationship, even a new way of working, even a new lifestyle, for yourself that you're trying, making healthier choices, healthier decisions. And it's almost like you're being reserved with whatever this new beginning is. You're taking your time with it. You're not going overboard. It's like, I'm okay to take my time with it. I'm okay for things to move a bit slowly because I know they'll be done right. In the long run, it'll pay off, right? On the mind, the Knight of Swords. Yeah, so this is two different paces, right? The Knight of Swords is on the mind, so it's like, I know what I want. I know I can get it done. The tendency, the impulse is to just go for it. Like, you don't need a plan. You just need to know which way you're headed. That's the energy of the Knight of Swords, right? He just needs to know where he's headed. Doesn't care, quite frankly, about anything else. You know, he doesn't care if he steps on toes. He doesn't care if he hurts people's feelings. It's not that he does it on purpose necessarily, but to him, it's an irrelevant factor on that path. Do you know what I mean? So he is very fast, but it can cause he can kick up a lot of dust as well. He reaches his goal very fast, but he pays for it in the end. You know what I mean? There's conflict, there's tension, kicking up dust, causing chaos, upsetting people, you know, that kind of situation. So then he just has to do damage control if he cares enough to do it, right? But he usually gets himself into trouble. To him, I gotta be honest with you, it doesn't really matter. That's the energy of the Knight of Swords anyway. So the thing here is, there is a focus on finding the balance between two different speeds, okay? Because you could get there fast, and fingers crossed, you know, no one's upset with you. Fingers crossed it doesn't fall apart because it doesn't really have a solid foundation. You just skipped some steps and got there, right? You might have to go back and redo them. Or taking it a bit more slowly, focusing on like, okay, let's make sure everything's done properly. Let's make sure everything's done completely before we move to the next level, and getting there a little bit more slowly than the Knight of Swords would, but it's solid footing, right? When you take a step forward, it's backed up by a solid foundation behind you, right? So that's the situation that we're looking at. So if it's something where you've kind of been fighting yourself over, I just want to get there, like I just want this done, or I just want to, you know, and then telling yourself, okay, hold on. Yeah, I prefer, okay, yes, okay, I'd rather have it done right than fast, but it's just so frustrating, right? That's the situation. And it's to do with something that you're just starting out with, okay? Because you had a big ending in your recent past. This could be where you quit smoking, you quit drinking, you quit a way of life, right? Big change in your life, big transformation. The end of a job, but rather the end of a career or the end of a way of working, right? It's a big change that you've undergone recently, whether that's inner change and now it's reflecting outside of yourself, or it's in your environment as well as, you know, you changing to adapt to a new environment. It's something that you want for yourself. That's where you're headed with the Knight of Cups. It's something that makes you happy. It's something that fills your heart. Lots of changes, okay, in these cards. But the focus here is, this is new to you. You're excited about it. You want to get going. It could have been something you've been holding yourself back from for a while, and now that you're free to pursue it, you just want to go full speed ahead. But there's also trying to catch yourself and remind yourself, this is just getting started. I have to make sure it's done properly, right? If you've been fantasizing, daydreaming about starting a new relationship with someone, and you had to get out of something else to pursue this new relationship, in your head, like you're like well into it, you know what I mean? Because you've been thinking about it for so long. And now in real life, there may be a tendency to rush to match what's in your head. This is where you catch yourself, or there could even be conversations of, okay, let's just slow it down a little bit. You know, I'm with you, but just kind of slow it down, type of thing, right? If it's to do with business or contracts or anything like that, this could be negotiation phase. You're like, I want to get it done. And they're like, well, that's okay. But like how? Because we have this to work with, that to work with, this to keep in mind, that to take into consideration. We have the budget, we have deadlines. We're getting there, we're gonna get there. We just have to make sure that everything's done properly, right? So there could be something like that going on. So what's going on today? We have the Two of Swords, we have the Moon, and the King of Pentacles. I get a sense of someone avoiding something with the Moon and the Two of Swords. This could also be where someone's like avoiding their own feelings, not looking at theirs, trying to make a head over heart decision, trying to be completely rational, trying to be completely practical about the situation, which is not a bad thing, because that is the best approach. Because feelings are running high with the moon, which may lead to a tendency to speed up, to rush, to skip steps, to cut corners. But I'm seeing you being able to go with the King of Pentacles, hold on, no, we have to have a plan, we have to do it right, because we want this to be something that lasts for a very long time, or that continues to grow, that continues to develop. I don't want the fast win, I want the long-term win, okay? Something that will just keep growing, keep developing, keep paying off. I don't want the one payoff, the one-time payoff, right? I want something that will pay off every month, every year, you know what I mean? Someone's really making a really like mature adult type of decision here, despite how badly they want to get there, you know? They're like, okay, yes, I do want to get there. Yes, I am frustrated. Yes, emotions are running high. Yes, I've been thinking about this for forever, but I want to make sure that it's done right, okay? And this could be a situation, this could be you or whoever you're dealing with, where there may have been a tendency to follow their heart completely and to not be very practical. And that could be what is the massive transformation within someone now. They've learned to be more practical, even in matters of the heart, okay? Which is good, Same thing if it's about a business, an idea, you know, you get excited, you're like, yeah, it doesn't matter, yeah, whatever, we don't have to discuss anything, it's fine, let's just go. And then you kind of have to go back and redo it or try to fix it, or it just falls apart because it wasn't set on solid blocks. You know, we didn't agree to things properly, we didn't discuss things properly, we didn't address terms, conditions, expectations. We just went for it, right? Because I was so excited to go. And so now that's the big transformation within someone, where it's like, I recognize I want this. Yes, I want it really badly and I want it now. However, I've learned the importance of being practical. I've learned the importance of doing things at the right time when they're supposed to be done, especially when you're setting something up, when you're just getting started with something. So the feelings aren't going anywhere. The emotion I have for this, the excitement, the hopefulness, whatever this is, it's not going anywhere. Let's make sure that we're setting it up properly, and then we can just go, right? Let's make sure we have a plan. And then it's full speed ahead, but we're following the plan. We're not just aimlessly, you know, just focusing on the ending, right? We have a plan that we're following. We're going through natural transitions and developments and stages. I like this, Pisces. So let's get more cards out here for Pisces. With the Eight of Pentacles in the current situation, the Fool, yeah, definitely new beginning. You're excited. You just want to get going. You just want to go full speed ahead, all in. Okay, that's the energy of the Fool. The Four of Pentacles as the challenge, we have the Tower. Yeah. For a lot of you, this is finding that balance, not being reckless, okay? Not being reckless. It's trying to temper oneself. Let's see, Queen of Pentacles in the foundation, the Five of Cups. For some of you have definitely come out of a situation involving an earth sign. Doesn't have to be. There was a breakup, there was a loss, there were several types of loss experienced in that relationship, in that partnership, in that dynamic, in that place, whatever the case may be, okay? That's what has prompted you to say, I want something different, which is the Fool. I want a completely new approach. I want a completely different type of situation. Death card in the recent past, the Ten of Pentacles. Definitely for some of you, you've come out of a long-term relationship, of a long-term contract, of a long-term partnership of sorts, where you thought it was going to be happily ever after, or that's where you were aiming towards, but it fell apart. You had your hopes lifted and then crushed, lifted and then crushed. Okay, could have been an on again, off again type of situation. And it could be because of a one-sided situation. You were the only one working, the other person was just taking, making you work too much for whatever it is they were offering, the little they were offering. Or this could have been you trying to please your family, trying to please other people in your life, and you always end up at a loss, taken for granted, abandoned, you know, depleted and then kind of cast aside. That is what is changed now. The Knight of Swords on the mind, the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, very big change, big change, Pisces. Meant to be, fated type change, okay? Why? Because you learned the lesson. You learned the lesson. You learned why you had the tendency to do whatever you were doing. You learned why things weren't working out, why you always ended up in the same place, why you always ended up at a loss, no matter what you did, no matter how hard you tried, no matter how many chances you gave this. You learned what it was within you that caused you to be impulsive or have that reckless tendency. When it came to yourself, you were reckless, right? Because the challenge here, the Four of Pentacles, is also self-preservation, boundaries. This is as much as I'm willing to give. This is for me. That's a challenge, and that's the pattern that has been broken. Now you have boundaries. Now you understand the importance of boundaries. You understand it doesn't make you selfish to have boundaries in terms of what you're willing to give and what you expect for it, you know. It doesn't make you an egotistical person to have expectations, you know. So now things are changing within you, and you're happy with how things are changing, and it's almost like you want the outside world to match your inside world instantly, right? And this is something, you know, it's going to take some time. Like, you're on the right path, you're just getting started though. Remind yourself you're just getting started, and that's what you've been doing. You've been walking that fine line of, I'm so excited to get this going, this is a whole new phase in my life, I'm a whole new different person, I want to start this and that and the other. And then just kind of, okay, take a breath, look around you, kind of remind yourself where you are in the 3D, and build things the way they're supposed to be built in the 3D in order for them to last. You already know in your mind and in your heart where you are, where you want to be, and the fact that you're going to get there, that's, you know, you already know that. But it's about reminding yourself, okay, I have to make sure I build that correctly and properly in the 3D in order to make sure I get there, I stay there, and then I keep going beyond there. You know what I mean? So let's see, Two of Swords, the Moon, and the King of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, the Nine of Swords, the Seven of Swords. Yeah, it's keeping self-sabotaging tendencies in check, keeping your ego in check. Okay, with the Six of Swords, Six of Wands, Nine of Swords, and the Seven of Swords. It's like, I want to get going. This is where you're debating with yourself. Do I really need all those swords? I can drop these swords. I can skip these steps. I can rush through this. I can cut those corners, you know? Because that's the tendency with the Six of Wands. You're all confident now, and nothing wrong with it. You want to take on the world, nothing wrong with it. But it's about remembering to make healthy choices. Okay, remembering the pattern that you've broken, and just doing things differently now. What else for Pisces? The Ten of Cups, the Nine of Cups, and the Knight of Pentacles. Absolutely. You're going to get your happily ever after. You're going to have complete wish fulfillment as long as you have that plan, and you stick to that plan, and you do things properly. Okay, that's the Knight of Pentacles. This whole reading was in the energy of the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, let's slow it down. Let's make sure all our I's are dotted, T's are crossed. Because I've been through a bunch of different situations. I've learned that love is not enough to keep something going. It may be enough to get something started, but it's not always enough to keep something going, or to keep something going in a healthy way. I've learned that it's good to have passion for what you're doing, or passion for the relationship you're in, but it needs to be grounded if I want that to last, and if I want the passion to actually lead to new growth, to new development, to new levels. Otherwise, it'll burn out, and then it'll go away and it'll fall apart. Okay? I've learned that it's great to have great ideas, and to talk about them, and to write about them, and to blog about them. But I need to actually do something with those ideas to make sure that they turn into something concrete. Otherwise, they'll just dissipate, right? So that's what you've learned. That's what you've learned. And now you've come out of something. You're starting something new. It's different. You haven't done this before because you're different as well, right? Everything's different. Everything's new with the Fool. That's what that is. Everything's new, including yourself. And you're finding that balance. Okay, you're finding that balance. There's also a time of you're catching yourself. Like, I know in the past, I would have done this. In the past, I would have been okay not even discussing terms and conditions and being like, I trust that whatever you pay me is fair. I'm not going to do that now. Let's sit down and let's address this, okay? We might be completely on the same page, but then we know we're on the same page. We know what each other's expectations are. We've been there. We've discussed them. Or it could be a situation where we need to tweak some things, because I want to make sure that both of us are happy before we set out in whatever it is that we agree to set out on, okay? And you're just very settled within yourself, okay? I feel like listen, I'm happy with how things are going. I see everything like from this bird's eye view. I see a tendency in me, like with the Six of Wands, to the questions come to mind, right? Do I really need that? Like that's probably fine. No. And then you catch yourself. You go, no, let's make sure everything's fine, right? Let's make sure we address that. Let's make sure we discuss it. I'm not going to make assumptions. I'm not going to, they're very practical now, very down to earth, willing to walk away from things no matter how you feel about it if they don't have long-term potential, if you don't see the work being put and mutual input, if you see you're just not on the same page, you want different things, or you have very different approaches, you recognize unstable, shaky situations from the go. And you're now in a place of self-preservation, boundaries. This is for me. This is what I'm willing to give. I'm not giving this. This is for me, okay? I'm giving this. I expect to receive this. And you're being completely open, honest, upfront. These are my terms. What are your terms? These are my expectations. What are your expectations? Let's make sure everyone's happy before we sign anything, before we commit to anything. And to be fair, Pisces, like that's the best kind of approach you can have. Because whatever it is that you are building is guaranteed. The Knight of Pentacles is the only knight that's guaranteed to reach his goal, and for that goal to stay, to stick. You know what I mean? Look at it, 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups. You're happily ever after. That will stay, that will grow, that will continue to develop. Because it's done properly. It's got solid foundation. Okay, this is the relationship you can end up like marrying this person and having a family with them and being together for the rest of your life, truly. This is the type of career you can do until you retire. If you want to retire at 85, you could do this until you're 85, and still be passionate about it, still love what you do, but it pays all the bills, you put money aside, everything's covered, everyone's taken care of. Solid, right? This is the business that you could do and be successful and continue to develop it and continue to grow it. Turn it into a franchise if you wanted to, because the foundation is solid. The blueprint is foolproof, right? It's that kind of situation. So this is like a new chapter in your life. You're fully aware that this is a new chapter in your life. And you want to make sure that you incorporate all the lessons you've learned along the years. And you do this properly, okay? So that it sticks. So that you don't have to do the dance of 2 steps forward, 3 steps back ever again in your life, okay, when it comes to this type of situation or this area of your life. You don't have to wonder. You don't have to live in fear. You don't have to live with uncertainty. Everything's set. Everything's good. And you just take one step at a time, one foot in front of the other, and you just keep moving forward. There's no more like back and forth. There's no more high hopes and then they get crushed and then they get high and then they get crushed. No more of that. Okay? I'm loving this, Pisces. I am loving this. What do you got going on? Comment down below. But I'm loving it. And it's about time, Pisces. It is about time. But this is truly turning a page, Pisces. Truly. Like, no joke. The Death card, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Fool. This is turning a page. Like, only solid energy moving forward. Only solid investments moving forward. You're not playing anymore. You're not trying things to see if they know. You know a mile off if someone's unstable, if a situation's unstable. You know a mile off if someone can actually deliver what they're promising. You know? And you're not questioning yourself anymore. You're like, nope, I've seen this, been there, done that, got the teacher, don't want it. I'm loving it. I am loving this. So let's see. My healing is already in process. It really is. My willingness to forgive begins my healing process. I allow the love from my own heart to wash through me, cleansing and healing every part of my body. I know I am worth healing. This is the Fool. You're fresh. You're fresh, okay? You're fresh off the healing process. Every part of your body, and that's mind, body, soul, has been healed. Okay? I now create a wonderful new job. See? I'm fresh, I'm healed. I now create new job, new relationship, new whatever this is. Okay? I am totally open and receptive to a wonderful new position, using my creative talents and abilities, working for and with people I love in a wonderful location and earning good money. For some of you, it's definitely to do with work, definitely to do with business, definitely to do with your own business. For others, it's definitely relationships in your life. Romantic, but also friendship or how you relate to family. Completely changing. All is well in my world. Yeah, everything is working out for my highest good. Out of this situation, only good will come. I am safe. And again, we see the planets and the stars, the planetary alignments here. You are safe. Self-preservation, Four of Pentacles. Everything's working out for your highest good because you're making the right decisions and you have the right approach to things. You are consistent, therefore things around you will be consistent. Does that make sense? Like, everything is always a mirror of who we are. And because you are now stable, consistent, reliable, within yourself, for yourself, things around you, people around you, situations, environments, relationships, they will have the same energy, okay? I claim my own power and I lovingly create my own reality. I just said that. See? I'm not making it up. I ask for more understanding so that I may knowingly and lovingly shape my world and my experiences. This is talking about expectations, hopes, fears, terms, conditions, asking questions, looking deeper into things, not just trusting, not just taking things at face value, being practical, being realistic, right? And all my relationships are harmonious. You see how we touched upon everything? When we create harmony in our minds and hearts, I just said this, we will find it in our lives. The inner creates the outer, always. I love it when that happens. Okay, so it's a beautiful confirmation here of the whole reading. Yeah, you made a different decision to walk away from chaos, conflict, to find yourself, to find your power. Yeah, definitely. And now you're using it. It's a whole new you in a whole new reality that you're creating for yourself. and it will mirror exactly who you are. And it will be stable, it will be reliable, it will be prosperous, and it will be happy and fulfilled, Pisces. Awesome reading. Awesome reading. I'm going to leave it there. Looking forward to your thoughts in the comments. Feel free to check out any other video on the channel. I really hope the reading helps you. Okay, we are going through a lot of changes. There's some significant transits going on currently when I'm filming this video, and it's fully reflected in the readings that we've been having. So I hope the readings are a good guide for you, or confirmation, or I don't know, advice, whatever it is. I hope that they help. All right, so I'm going to leave it there. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.